Well, hey everybody, backyard scrapping here, and as always, I seem to always be running behind. I actually was working on that contact refine, and I was only going to leave it for a day. Well, this is day 3 because I had to go out of town. I had to come back, then I had some other things to do, and blah 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 blah. But as always, interruptions. Now I'm on a deadline to pour my stuff for the auction. So I got these little guys a long time ago. In fact, I believe I still have the card. He says in the card, "Dino, sorry it took so long to get this to you. It's been busy here. I know that feeling. I hope this works out. Can't wait to see a video." Well, Newprepper has been waiting probably over a year to see me do a video on these. Anyway, they're little. It's a little two different kinds of BYS, like a little mini bar, a channel bar, and so I'm going to try them today, see how they work out, because I need some pours for the auction, and I wanted something a little bit different. So this is a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get these to take. And I know you guys have seen this, but I have to do it, and I might as well make a video and bring you guys along. There's no reason not to. I'm actually, there's some silver laying in the floor. I'm actually also breaking down a bunch of these bad boys. I've got a stack of them, so we'll probably do a video on that. It just seems like the hurrier I go, the behinder I get. For being retired, I know I said it many times in a comment or in a video that I'm going to have to get a job so that I can take some time off. I'm not kidding. I mean, it just seems like no matter what I do, I can never get caught up. And we have a refine, actually, another refine for Andrew, and it's under at my feet right now, under my desk. And it's actually 3 boxes. He has been actually postponing one of his refines to let me do other things that I've needed to do. So I thank you for that. And just continues to send me scrap, I guess, as he works it. And now we are up to 3 boxes, and I have to finish up that other refine out there, that little contact refine, so that we can get started on his stuff, because he has also been waiting a long time. But that's how it is. If everything worked the way it was supposed to work and everything, you know, I'm just maybe not that good at scheduling my time. I don't know. It just seems like no matter what, I've always got something to do, which I guess is a good thing. It beats not having anything to do. I'd rather be overly busy than overly bored. Anyhow, I'm just going to pack this full like this and push it down. This is just going to be a little impression mold. There'll be prototypes. We'll see how they'll do. Let me see if I can find a bar to push this down. But I have been wanting to try these and pour them, because I don't know which one's going to be better, or if they're going to be the same. But anyway, I might as well leave that out. I'm going to need it. So we'll just do a quick little impression of them. And you know, if you've got sand, you don't have to, you know, spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on molds. I mean, they're handy to have, but if you're just going to do an impression mold, you can do it in a box. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, where you need good molds is when you're doing a two-part mold, because two-part molds, you know, things have to line up right. But on an impression mold, you just want to make sure you get it, you know, get it tight enough that you get a good impression. But other than that, it's not imperative, because you're not lining anything up to have, you know, a fantastic mold base. Main thing is just to make sure that your sand is packed tight so that you get a good image or impression of what it is you're trying to mold. And we need a little bit of parting powder. And this is actually, one of them is oh, what's the words I'm looking for? In and out. Anyway, you can see that this one will make an impression in, and then this one will make an impression, you know, of like a bar with the letters raised. This will be the letters, I can't think of the words, my brain's going soft, but you know what I'm talking about. So we're going to dust these. And I actually need to take this stuff out the front door or the back door and blow it off so I don't have it all over the room. So I will be right back. Okay. So we've got them dusted. I'm hoping I can do this. If they're too steep on the edges here, in other words, if they don't come in like this at this angle, going down to this base slightly, it won't work, because it'll pull the sand right out of the mold with it. So we're going to go ahead and try this one first, and I'm going to take it all the way down to the edge, maybe actually even a little bit more. Okay, it's going to be a bummer to get out of there. I'm going to loosen it. Okay, take a pair of widespread tweezers, because it's going to leave a mark on either part of where I do this. And this thing is going to have to come straight out, or it's going to pull the letters out with it. And it did just what I thought it was going to do. So, I don't know. If we're going to be able to get a mold with this one without doing some work on this. Because see, it's pulling, the stars didn't come out. It's pulling everything with it. I can try and go a little deeper. But I fear that it's too small. Yeah, it did a little better that time, but you can see we're not getting enough. We're not getting enough of an impression. So I'll have to do a little bit of work on that mold, and what I'm going to have to do is actually open it up so that it comes in at an angle like this, it's actually too perfect. He did it too perfect. It's actually too straight down, so it doesn't allow for the letters to stay in there. Now this one's an impression. Both are impression molds, but this one is actually, you know, just this part, the BYS and that. So now it's going to have to go down even deeper because it's going to have a base for a bar itself. So we'll see what this one does. And it doesn't matter that I'm breaking that out. It's got to go down like that, and I can push it back down. We're kind of just seeing what's going to happen here, basically. Okay. I can take a little chisel and cut this away to where we can get to the mold itself. And see what we got. And once again, you got to go deep with this because it's that kind of a mold or a master. I really want one of these to work. I would like to have one for this upcoming auction. Okay, so we're going to jockey these edges a little bit. I fear it's too small. I think that's going to be the problem. They're just too small. I think this one has more of a chance of working than the other one does, but we'll see. And again, see how that filled? So what I'm going to have to do is taper the edges of all these molds. Newprepper, I still appreciate this very much. And with a little tweaking, I can probably get them to work. And after looking, this is going to be the one I want to work. This is going to be the one I want to use because it's actually going to make an easier model. I don't think this one you'd have to really push it deep and fill it to get the raised BYS. So I really wanted to use these bad boys this time, but I guess I can't because I do not have the time right now to correct them. If they had been just a little more tapered, I don't think this one's going to work out, but this one I do believe I can get it to work. And what I'll do is on this, right on the edges all the way around, I'll just open that up a little bit. In other words, just actually cut a little bit of a bevel right around all the edge of that. And see, I'm going to actually try and push this one in again right here. See if we can maybe get an impression. And also too, because this one actually has sides, it doesn't matter. I don't have to push it as deep as I would have to push that one to have a backing. But what it's doing, when you go to loosen the mold like this, it's breaking those letters loose. Yeah, see? It's just going to continue to do that. That has to all be beveled out. Well, anyway, we tried. Newprepper, again, like I said, I very much appreciate you making these or attempting these. So you know in the future, if you're making something, whenever you're making an impression, perfection is good, okay? It's good, but you also have to leave that open. In other words, when you make an impression of something, let me get something simple here and show you. When you're doing an impression mold, an example like even to make these little skulls, the mold, when you push it down, if it comes back in like this around the mold, you're going to have a problem. The mold actually needs to be able to be like that, so that when you open it up, you know, or when you go to remove your master, it breaks away clean. An example is like the skulls. See, these eyes, this is my master that I use for my skulls. And the eyes are opened, the nose is open, everything bevels out, so that when I push this in, okay, I can push all the way around this, like this, and we're not going to hurt a thing. And I mean, this is very quick, and I can take this out like that, and you see, I mean, nothing stuck in the mold, or in the master, and you can see it, well, I knocked the eye out then, but you can see how it didn't break away. And that was just quickly to show you that. So, anyway, guys, I'll come up with something. I may end up doing a couple more skulls for the auction. Everybody wants a BYS skull. I say thumbs up to that. But anyhow, I did want to give these a try. And again, I thank you very much for the attempt. And I will work on these, once again, when I have time to modify them. It's just going to take too long to do right now. And I have to pour, I actually have, not only do I have to do my pours for the auction, I also have to do 2 pours for Armando from the vault. He needs 2 more M-16's. And I got to filter that, refine, and get it dropped. Okay, guys, like a goofball as usual, I didn't have the camera on for Armando's pour, but I remembered to turn it on for my auction pour. So let's go ahead and get this melted. We'll do our first one, and we're going to flip that mold around and do the second one. what's happening out here is that I do everything outside, and it's so cold out here right now that this mold material is already getting cold. So I got to do this really quick. We're going to go ahead and get our second pour. Hopefully we'll get it too. I don't know if this one took because I had to move it some. But apparently the silver was hot enough to flow, so we'll see how it looks. Okay guys, it looks like we got them both. I may have to knock a little bit of silver off of there because we had a rollover. It bounced out. But I think we got both of our pieces like we wanted to. Let me get I got two things going on here at once, but let me get a bowl of water and we'll check these guys out. So I'll be right back at you. Okay, let's see what we got out of this. There's our little rollover of silver that got on there. Well, I'm not very happy with that. So we may have to do this one again. I think our skull came out alright though. You can see what happened. I'm trying to pour these in 1 ounce and it takes about 1 1/4 ounces. So what I did was I heated up the silver really hot and then rolled it over into the part that it didn't pour into. But as you can see, that didn't work out too well. It didn't fill out where I needed it to fill out. So that one's actually a no-go, and our little piece of ball of silver broke off, so we'll just set that one in there again and we'll have to go make another mold. I do believe our skull took good though. So let me go clean this out right quick, and then we'll take a look at that skull. Okay, I got our mold cleaned out. Let me brush this guy a little bit and see what we got. And we did get a good skull, so I'm happy with that. I'll go redo this mold. It is getting really cold out here, so I'm going to work fast and go redo that mold, and we'll try the girl again. Maybe we'll make her 1.5 ounces. So there is our skull. Came out really nice. One more thing I want to check. I'm going to pause. I'm going to see if Armando's guns came out. I hope they did, because this is actually the 4th time I'm pouring them because of this cold weather. So we're just going to raise it up. I see a double burn there, and yes, we got them. We got them this time. We got a little bit of overpour, but I can deal with that. At least we got those to come out. So, alrighty, that's a success. I'm happy about that. Lean that right over here for a minute, go clean this out, and I'll be back when we get some more silver and get another mold made for that girl. So we'll be back. Okay guys, we're going to try this one more time. I have attempted this same pour many times with just an ounce of silver, and it's just not going to work. It's going to take an ounce and a half to get the proper detail out of this, out of this model, and I'm just going to give up on the ounce. So that's what they're going to have to be. I did do one that came out, I think it was just about 1.10 ounces or 1.12 ounces, and but the detail was weak. So from now on, I think I'm going to just eliminate this having to pour and re-pour this thing, and I'm just going to do it at an ounce and a half. So let's go ahead and get to it. I hope we got that because our battery was going dead. I think we did. So in case it dies out, I'll get back at you in just a second. Okay guys, well, our battery kicked the bucket right when I said that. So we got it just in the nick of time. Let me see if I can find my tweezers. We'll take this out and see how it looks. It looks to me like we got a good pour, nice and even, and I think that's going to be the way to go with this particular piece. It needs to be, it needs to be an ounce and a half. There's no doubt about it. It took really nice this time, and all the other ones, they are just too light. That's the problem with it. This is a very detailed mold, so if you don't have enough weight in it, it's actually made for gold. It's not really made to cast silver. It does a pretty good job in gold because the metal is so much more dense. It does a better job, but it did actually pick up a lot of the the wave detail, the sand. In fact, it's actually got the little ship up here. So this is probably the best one so far. This probably shows the most detail out of any that I've poured. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just from now on pour this at an ounce and a half, because it's just not worth doing over and over. It's not going to, it's not going to pour less than that. Alrighty guys, it's cold out here. I'm going to put my stuff up and get inside. And I hope you all enjoyed this. I know it's not, it's not refining, but hey, it's part of what I do. So everybody take care, and we'll see you in the next video.